everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. So do we want to go ahead and talk about our channels?
Sure.
All right. I guess I'll go first. I'm Tiffany. My channel is Masquerade Chick. I talk about young adult books. I typically do rant reviews, but I'll be getting into it later, but I'm actually having some better luck with books, but I'll get into that later. But, so young adults, primarily contemporaries, but I have been lately getting more into fantasy, but I'll be talking about that.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I am Tiffany. I'm from the Beach Bum Bookworm. I talk mainly about cozy mysteries and romance and maybe some women's lit, but mostly cozy mysteries and romance. Thank you. I hope they're not too big. I got 2 pairs. So like this one's a little more whoo, and then the other one's a little more conservative. If conservative for me.
Nice. And my name's Leane from Dark Roots Creations. I just started my channel. It's kind of a mix. I read a bunch of things, a mix of everything. So I don't know where we're going to go with it yet. So we'll see.
Lee, before I forget, some of the gals that we have a group chat with on Twitter that normally do the Friday nights were asking if you had a Twitter that they could follow.
I do not have Twitter.
There you go.
Sorry.
I was like, I don't think so. I was like, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I don't even know what the purpose of Twitter is except to get yourself in trouble 10 years from now. That's all I know.
I mean.
So yeah. I figured it was just better to stay off of that. So
that makes a lot of sense. So what are you guys all going to be reading?
I am reading a cozy mystery and a romance. The cozy mystery is the 6th book in the Book Retreat series by Ellery Adams. It's the kids one, Murder in the Storybook Cottage. So she's having like a children's function. When I said kids, that's what I meant. And then I'm also reading a romance called something about Sweet Talker or something like that by Tracy Livesay or Livesay. I'm not sure how they say their name.
I am reading Death Becomes Her, and which is for tomorrow, and I'm nowhere near finishing it. And I'm also reading middle grade books for this month, and I'm reading Sleepover Friends series.
Yay.
Listen, of the 4 girls in this book, as I've been reading this series again, I realized that I hate Stephanie. If she was like my friend, we would have stopped being friends a long time ago. So now I'm kind of like
trying to find that
reading her. Yeah,
I'm really gonna try to find that series. I actually went to I took my husband to the airport because he flew to St. Louis today for a week. And so I took him to the airport, and there is a Goodwill that's in Sarasota, Florida, that's only books. It's not anything else. It's just a bookstore. And so I went in there, and they have a huge kids section. I'm like, maybe they have some of those sleepover friends, but I didn't find any. Wow. But they did have an awful lot of Babysitter Club. But even though there's things that I would reread, I cannot reread that because that was like, I mean, I was obsessed with a lot of things. I was obsessed with Little House, and I liked Sweet Valley High, and we've talked about them before. But Babysitter Club was like #1, and I just don't want to ruin that like memory, I guess. But I didn't find any of the Sleepover Friends. I was disappointed because I'd forgotten all about those. I remembered the Boxcar Kids and all those other ones. But when you did that video and I was like, oh, talk about like a memory jogging of, So I'm gonna check them out. I'm gonna reread them.
Again, I really like everything except Stephanie. So, what about you, Tiffany? What are you gonna read?
I don't have a book to pick yet. Before work this morning, I finished Throne of Glass, and I am pleased to announce that I rated it 5 stars.
Wow!
I know.
You're on a roll.
Turning around. It was so good, and I just for some reason I was like so intimidated by that book. Now I'm always like a first person's perspective reader, and so it was third person's perspective. It was a long book, and it was a fantasy. So like it had like all the marks from like, ooh, this sounds a little bit, it's not going to work for me. But it was a great book. I loved the writing. I thought the characters were good. I just was really engaged in everything. And it ended up working out for me really well. And so I finished it this morning. And even though it was like, maybe that wasn't the best choice, I'm really glad I was able to finish it.
Nice.
Awesome.
Who was that by? Sarah J. Maas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very glad you're seriously. I am shocked, but I'm very,
Yes.
very pleased.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm
really
happy for you.
Oh,
Hi,
thank you.
Nancy. It's good to
Hi.
see you, Nancy.
Hi, guys. Yeah,
What are you guys reading?
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us what you guys are reading. But yeah, I thought Sarah J. Maas maybe was overrated because of how, I mean, people like were hyping her up. I'm like, she probably can't be that good. Well, apparently she is. That was a good book. Now I'm not too sure about A Court of Thorns and Roses. I do have the book. I don't know if I'm gonna read it. I'm thinking maybe that's what I'll try to read. I mean, I've tried. I don't know. It might just be that her young adult stuff is good, and her new adult, I might not be into it, but I'll see.
Right. All right, give it a try. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It definitely can't hurt, especially if you like something she wrote. You might as well
Mm-hmm.
at least attempt it.
Yeah.
Have you tried to find any of the other books by the other author that you enjoyed the last time we were talking?
Well, I should, but you know, I mean, like it's just so much. I'm still trying to adjust to the new job, so you know, doing the 40 hours and then you know, trying to like chill, whatever. But I mean, you know, I've only read one book since I finished So We Meet Again, The Throne of Glass. So, but hopefully, maybe I'll do that. But I am trying to accomplish my physical TBR. I've been doing pretty good with that, so. But I'll see what I next hit. But I definitely do want to see about her other books. And I do have to say, So We Meet Again, it is a good book. And like I said, I did rate it 5 stars. But I do have to say, even though yes, it did keep my interest, the end was a little lackluster. Like it wasn't horrible, but it was giving me a little bit of tell not show, and I didn't really like that because there was so much show and like depth and like a true experience and journey the character was going through, and then near the end they're just like, oh, and then this happened and this happened to the character. It's like, oh, you're saying she's this great person, but you don't even like prove it to me. But
Right.
Again, it was still good enough, and maybe it would be 4 stars, but come on, if I feel like it's 4 stars, then it's 5 stars. So
There you go.
I think that's fair.
yeah,
I think
but
that's really fair.
yeah, no, yeah, definitely. But yeah, I was really pleased with Throne of Glass because it had good characters and it had a good plot, which I was really happy about.
Nice.
So I'm reading Murder in an Irish Churchyard number 3 in the series, Dying for Chocolate number 2, and on page 400 of 1,637 and layman's. So I'm making progress. Bruh, I don't know how you're doing it.
Yeah.
What is even happening in the story though? Is it a play or is it an actual book?
I'm not 100% sure.
I think it was a book that turned into a play, but you know what? I'm not positive either.
Okay.
I'm almost positive though on that it was a book first, but maybe not.
I'm just wondering what content you can go through for 1,637 pages.
Well, it like covers the entire French Revolution or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, time right after that too, I think.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. So okay, makes a little bit more sense.
As much as I love musicals, and I love musicals, I have never seen Les Mis. So,
my mom tried to get me to watch it. I was like, no.
I love the theater and musicals, but never seen Les Mis.
Yeah, my mom's seen it like 3 times, read the book, and I was like, I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah, I I'm ready to get back to the theater.
Mm-hmm.
And then our Tampa's kind of close to us, and so we were looking at their new season. I think their theater is called like the Strads. It's whatever like shows their Broadway shows in Tampa Bay. But this season is horrible. I'm like, are you kidding? We can finally go back and it's a bad season. I was not happy. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Once Broadway opens back up, I'll definitely be over there. But that's usually what my sister and I give each other for like a birthday present is like, oh, I'll take you to a show, you take me to a show. So
oh yeah, that's awesome. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. It's supposed to open up in what, September or something like that?
I think they're saying September right now. Yeah. And New York's actually being more lenient than New Jersey is. So I'm surprised, but we'll see.
Interesting.
So how are you guys feeling about the books you're reading?
I really like I really like both of them, but I like the book retreat series, so I'm always happy to go back to those characters because they're reoccurring characters, and I really like that storyline. I know it's not necessarily realistic, the Storyton Hall, but it just is so interesting because there's like supposed to be like secret rooms and secret passages and secret libraries and all, I don't know, all that stuff. It's just so interesting and entertaining. And I like every character. I like the aunt and uncle. I like the little twins. I like Jane. You know, I mean, I like the book club, the cover girls. But and then the romance I'm reading is really cute. It's the first time I've ever read this author, so I don't know. I kind of feel like she might veer off into a direction that I'm not going to like, but I have hope. We will see.
Yeah, I'm caught up on that series, so I'll keep my mouth shut and let you.
Oh, in the Storyton?
Yeah.
In the book retreat?
Yeah.
I'm on number 6 right now, and then I think I'm gonna try to, like Cozy was saying, I'm gonna try to binge a few series, mix them, like pick 2 or 3 binging at a time, but like, you know, go back and forth between those 2 or 3, and then till I finish the series, and then because that's the only way, because I have series that are like 10 years old. It's insane. So yeah. So, but that's one of them. I'm just going to read something in between, and then I'll just read number 7, and then I'll be 100% caught up. So
you have the benefit if you go between that and like a romance. So you can
exactly. Yeah. That's
something else. Yeah.
That's not her last book though, right? Number 7.
No, I believe 8 just came out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe 8. Yeah, I do like that. I do like that series too. That's a good one because it just seems like it would be like the perfect bookworm dream place to go, with like these perfect settings and gardens and libraries and comfy places to sit, and you're just around a bunch of other people that completely understand your love of books.
Right, right. And they always have these cool functions, and you know, I mean, other than the murder.
Yeah. But like I said, the cool part about like the thing about the murder is like it's always like to some guest. So it's like never somebody you're really invested in your feelings in them. It's like, oh, it's somebody you don't really know. So
true.
So I see Nancy says Les Mis was first a book, the huge Broadway musical, and then a movie, which I didn't like. I just love the music from it so much. Have seen 5 times. Wow. 5 times. Okay. That's what I kind of think is too, like, not all musicals, but there are a lot of musicals where the music is really good, but the actual plot, it's not. Which is kind of sad because it's like, you know how clearly quality is, you know, a part of the story, but the actual book itself or story that you're invested in, it's like, oh no.
Yeah, all I had ever done was see musicals. I think in 2019, I think it was, I'm pretty sure 2019. I said to my mom, let's go see an actual play, like not a musical, But like we didn't want to do anything Shakespeare or anything like that. So we went to this spot right off Broadway and saw this play called The Play Where Everything Goes Wrong.
Mhm.
And it was like basically like kind of a murder mystery, but it has like such a comedy thing to it. Like I felt like I went to a comedy show. I was like laughing the entire time. It was so good. So
Mhm.
I would like to
That's
try
awesome.
more. Yeah, I would like to try more, but COVID hit, so got to get back on it
Yeah.
now. So, yeah.
Yes. And yeah. And Tiffany, what you were saying about, sometimes it's, the plot isn't as good. That's kind of how I felt like The Greatest Showman. I thought that had some of the best music that had been written in a long time for that kind of movie, for a musical. And the movie was good, don't get me wrong, but the music was phenomenal. Far outweighed the movie.
Yeah.
In the end, the music was so good.
I've not seen it, but I feel like a lot of people around here said the same thing about Hamilton. Like, while the story is good, the songs and everything that go along with it were really what made it. So,
I haven't seen that. I really want to. I was in a lottery for it, like right before COVID, because that was when they were still doing lotteries because the tickets were so hard to get. And then COVID hit. So,
Aw.
but I will be seeing it soon.
it does have its benefits living closer to New York.
I bet.
Cost of living is not one of them, but
Yeah.
Did do a lot of theater in Boston.
Mhm.
Yeah. Finally found you. Didn't realize the name for the channel was all one word. Oh, I'm glad that you're here.
Hi, Storm. It's
Hey.
good to see you. What are you reading today, Storm? I'm so behind on YouTube videos. I think the last one that I watched of Storm was like a week old because just trying to, you want to watch everybody's, but there's, oh man, there's, I'll get through them eventually. It's just by the time I watch them, they're, a little bit old, and then
There's other videos that they've built up now, and you've got to watch those too.
yeah, yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh.
Do you guys have a plan for a new video? Any plans for those new videos?
I'll probably be doing at least one spotlight and one romance video, and then I don't know. I really want to start doing some other stuff that I've been thinking about, kind of in my mind, but I haven't worked it all out, sort of thing. But yeah.
I think I kind of have a since I'm trying to find what I'm going to do to be a thing. I think I'm going to do like the third week because I'm trying to put out a video on Fridays. I think my third week of the month I'm going to do it where I talk about a whole series of books. So try to read or finish up a series within the first part of the month, so then I can talk about it at the end of the month. So kind of, I don't know, doing just a small series or a trilogy type of thing.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool. What about you, Tiffany?
Because you can't rant anymore if you're liking these books now.
I've still got plenty of books that I've read this year that I still got to get through, but I still got to edit my vlogs or my reactions to Shadow and Bone episode 1 and 8, and then I had an April TBR. I'm just I filmed it, so I might as well post it. So, but yeah, I just have to go ahead, get it off my SD card, and actually edit it. But that's my problem. That's why I think I might just start doing lives on my channel, and I just might start just talking about it, and then people could comment and we could engage, like, why actually just talk about the books instead of it being, because if I actually just want to, talk about it, I want it to be done and over with instead of I got to edit the whole thing. So I might try that.
That sounds good.
So Storm is reading an e-arc of The Last Fallen Star by Gracie Kim.
I feel like that's a name I recognize, but maybe not. Maybe I'm just telling myself that.
Too. I feel like that too, but I could be wrong. And then, sorry, I'm doing two things at once. I'm going to be reading by book or by Crook.
Yes. Is that the Lighthouse Library series?
I think so.
I like that series. Have you read anything in it?
No.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's always on my list, and then something gets ahead of it. So.
And I think Eva Gates, is also the lady that writes the Year-Round Christmas, Vicki Delaney.
Okay.
I think those are the same people.
So Nancy wants to know, how are the Sarah J. Maas books? I keep thinking I want to try them. You should. I was so scared. I wasn't sure if I would like it, and I rated it 5 stars. The Run of Glass was really good. I still don't know enough about A Court of Thorns and Roses. I'm hoping I might end up reading that today, or at least trying to read it today. But she clearly has talent. It's really good.
Now, Tiffany, did you also read the Shadow and Bone books, or no, just watch?
I know Shadow and Bone is something that they talk about, but they also talk about the Grishaverse, so that includes Six of Crows. The only Grishaverse book that I read was Six of Crows, and I really hated it. But I think the thing is, even though I did like the show Shadow and Bone, I just think Lee, however you say her name, Leigh Bardugo, her story, her writing, all that sort of thing, I just don't think it works for me. Like, I enjoyed the show. Like, I thought they had a lot of fun parts to it and it was engaging enough, but I don't think it's like the strongest and best story. And I just wish book 2 didn't hype it up so much, because it's not as good as they say it is. And they even said, oh, the Shadow and Bone books aren't even that good. And it's like, now I understand. At first I'm like, oh, maybe Six of Crows is bad, but Shadow and Bone is good. But it's like, that's the thing too that was interesting about the show. Even though I didn't like Six of Crows, they gave the characters of the Six of Crows more content, and it actually made sense why they had Six of Crows with the Shadow and Bone story. Because sometimes it's like, there's not enough content for the Shadow and Bone story, to have the full 45 or so minutes. Some parts were a little like, why are they connected? But other times, I mean, it was good, but it's not great. That's the thing.
Okay. I did read her.
Yeah.
I did read her Ninth House, which is the adult book. But then I'm like, oh, I really liked it, but I'm like, should I go back now and read the other ones? And then when I feel like, again, there's so much hype, maybe not. So.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, really?
Oh, it was the Rick Riordan. That's it. That's what her book was.
Ah, I didn't even know that.
Wait, what?
It was a Rick Riordan book, the one that Storm's reading.
Yeah,
Rick Riordan Presents.
Yeah. Oh, he presents. Got it. Okay, Leanne, you read quite a bit of fantasy, which hasn't been my thing, but I need to dip my toes into that genre.
I stepped out of it for a while, and I was just like, you know what? I just want to kind of get back into it. So I think I do a mix of like a little bit of fantasy, some cozy mystery, some thriller, some, Debbie Maycomer, Nora Roberts romance, kind of cozy, not the mystery type of thing. And I'll throw everything else in there, middle grade, whatever. I'll read whatever. So.
You see, Storm said, I thought Shadow and Bone was a boring book. Oh, wow. I mean, yeah. I mean, I've heard enough about it where it's like, there's like a lot of content towards just establishing the system and like her learning and everything. It's like, who wants to read a book where it's almost like she's just going to school and learning about the magic? It's like, we want to actually see the magic executed. That's what was good about the show, that they did cut that out. But still, Another thing too, I like never do subtitles for a show, but they were so soft spoken with their British accents. I had to use subtitles. I'm like, what in the world are you guys talking about? I don't even know what you're saying. So,
Okay.
but again, it was okay. It was
Okay.
pretty good, but not great.
All right.
Gotcha. I've been hearing everybody talking about it. Everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, definitely. It is funny though, like, when it was at its like peak, when it was like seriously hyped. I mean, like it was all over Twitter. And now it's like, not to say it's gone, but like the hype of it is definitely died down. So it's kind of funny where it's like we were so excited and now we're like, okay, we had our fix.
I think that's part of a thing with Netflix too, is you have a super hype build up the 2 weeks that people are watching it a little bit late to the game, and then it's done. You've moved on to something else. So
Yeah. Like I'm not too big a fan of Disney Plus where they have it, you have one episode a week, but again, they showed the Mandalorian kept the hype because you had to wait and you could theorize and everything, and then they showed the difference with The Witcher for Netflix. It's like, yeah, you had a lot of hype, but then it immediately tanked,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, we finished the show and that's it. So
Exactly.
yeah, it's a good technique, even though I definitely like to binge watch. So
I do too. So I think that's the good thing with Netflix is you just have to get on the consistency of watching all these different shows. So
yeah,
but yeah, I just like to binge too. I don't want to wait every week.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah.
too. I have no patience to wait every week. It's made me a horrible TV watcher. Like, we don't have cable, but like, even so, hockey playoffs just started. And even that, I'm like, what do you mean there's a commercial? What? Like, when you're just not used to it anymore. The Blues play tonight. At this point, I'm just hoping we don't get swept. We're down.
So you guys are in championship now.
The first round of the playoffs.
The playoffs, yeah. Okay. I didn't know if playoffs was the right term for hockey. So
yeah, the first round. So there's 3 rounds and then the cup.
Okay.
We're not getting past the first round. At this point, I'm just really hoping we don't get swept because it's like baseball where the series is 4 of 7.
Okay.
So we're down 2. I just hope we don't get swept in 4. That's the only thing I'm hoping for at this point, and then I'll be happy. But yeah. So there's been a lot of I don't know, just a lot of dirty hits, not necessarily just in our conference or in our series or just in general, but that they're letting, I don't know, that they need to get under control. But yes, so the Blues play tonight. So Kairu is wearing his Stanley Cup bow tie currently to cheer on the Blues, and they play at 8:30. I won't get to see it, but my husband will, not me.
oh,
That's okay.
That's go to sleep too early.
Yeah.
Sue says, I'm a glutton for punishment and will be buddy reading the next Shadow and Bone next month with a friend. LOL.
You are a trooper. Almost everybody you read with the woman that you always talk about reading the buddy reads with. They're books that you're like, I don't really want to read this, or I don't really like this. But, and I'm like, wow, you're a trooper.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I'm supposed to buddy read Dune with her in August, and I'm like, okay. And I saw the book the other day, and it's humongous. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this, but I want to do this. So
a lot of people just said that they were going to do it.
Yeah,
I am not. I'm just letting you. I'm really not a sci-fi, and even if I dip my toes in, I'm not going to start with a hunker like that.
Yeah.
That's just
a glutton for punishment. I get it. Yes. I am too, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, but I don't like fantasy. I don't like sci-fi. I don't know, whatever other term would be out there for, yeah. So
you should at least try to dip your toes in, because I thought fantasy wasn't for me, and I'm liking some of these fantasy books. So
that's what I'm saying. I would be willing to dip my toes in, because even like the paranormal, I'm not a paranormal fan, but some of the cozies I've read that are light on the paranormal, I really, really enjoy. It's when they get really kind of hokey that I'm like, okay, this is hokey. Like, yeah. I don't have suspension of disbelief. I'm like, okay, that's too much. No. But so I'd be willing to definitely dip my toes in, but I'm dipping my toes in with an 800-page novel of straight sci-fi. So
well, I still recommend you might want to try, if you want to, maybe try the 2 books that are my absolute, like, on my top number 1 list. One is a sci-fi alien sort of book. I mean, it's more of a, it's more like, I wouldn't say humanitarian, but like you're more thinking into the human psyche with the book. It's not so much about like the actual aliens, because it's like aliens invaded people, and now you're like, who actually is a good guy or not? Who actually is human? And it's called The Fifth Wave, and it's amazing, and I love it so much. And then the other book is a book that has the apocalypse with angels, and that's Angel Fall. That book is perfection. It's so good.
Nice. I've heard of Fifth Wave, not Angel Fault, though.
Yeah, Angel Fall is by Susan E. That book was published by Skyscape, so the Amazon publishing, and it's an amazing book.
Nice.
Mike said we could do a live with us, telling him what we thought of doing him about a cozy.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome. That would be great.
I wonder what cozy he would read, but
I think he was going to read. The last time I talked to him, I think he was going to try the Kirsten Weiss UFO bed and breakfast.
That's
one.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, we mentioned that to him, and he was all for it. So I think that's what he was going to go with. There's a couple others, that. But yeah, I don't know. He said he liked like a lot of like the old kind of cozy detective shows, so he might really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody could try a new genre of a book and see what they think.
That would be fun. We should pick each other's like one book for TBR, but it would have to be like something that they would never pick for themselves. That'd be fun.
Funny. Mm-hmm.
Except for Tiffany.
Well, clearly it's getting better.
It is getting a lot better. I'm very happy for you that you finding some things you like. These glasses, holy moly. So they're progressive trifocals.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
And I can see, but I'm having trouble getting just used to them because they're a lot. They're a lot.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
So like you have like 1, 2, 3, like different levels,
and they're progressive. Yeah. Yeah. When I went to get my eye exam done, I go to the specialist the 25th. I'm dreading it, but this for that retina issue, but this was just for my eye exam. The doctor was like, I can't on good conscience let you drive out of here because my eyes were that bad. I'm like, well, I'm leaving, right? Like I'm not scared. So
that's funny.
That's pretty funny, yeah. But I just want to go back to what you were saying, Tiffany, for a second. I think also, like, even though with the new job going on, even though like I'm still getting used to it and everything, just even though maybe I don't like love the job, but I do enjoy the people there. I mean, I might just be having like more of a positive outlook on life, or my emotions are a little bit better, and so now I'm actually able to like be a little bit more like, hey, this is actually enjoyable. But again, I'm not gonna just be like, mediocrity is great. No, I'm still gonna be, this is mediocre, not good enough. But
that job does affect you a lot, and your outlook.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. My grandmother sent me this meme earlier today. That's funny that you said. I don't know why. You just remind me of that. It said, "Dear God, So far today, I've done all right. I haven't gossiped. I haven't lost my temper. I haven't been greedy, grumpy, nasty, selfish, or overindulgent. I'm very thankful for that. But in a few minutes, God, I'm getting out of bed. And from then on, I'm going to need more help from you. Amen. It made me think of you when you said that. I don't know why, but I thought that was really funny.
That's funny. Yeah. Nancy says, I think it's really good to expand your genre choices. I think I plan to continue including the classic as my third choice.
Nice, Nancy.
I don't know how you do it, but good job that you're gonna.
I struggle with classics too.
I can't do it.
I think the only classics I've ever read were like, I think I said this in just a recent video for like one of my classes, like one of my honors English classes, you know, like advanced whatever, was a novels class. That's all we did was novels. And those are the only classics I've read. I've just never, I don't know. They're intimidating and I don't know. And some of them I really liked, but I don't know that I necessarily just want to, I think it's amazing for people who do. I just don't know if it's for me.
I don't know if I left this in or I cut this out of a video I did, but like one of the things I think I might have cut it out was I hate The Great Gatsby, and I know everybody loves it and gives it 5 stars, but I'm just like, I don't see why. Like I've just never gotten into it.
Yeah, I don't like The Great Gatsby either. And like, okay, there's a metaphor. That doesn't make it great. But
well,
I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was great and I didn't think it was terrible, but I read it again in that class. So I was 17, you know, so my perspective was probably really different than it is now.
Yeah. So. I discovered a love for classics after I got out of school. Well, that's really great, Storm. Would you guys want to do a sprint at 40?
Sure.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm reading Nancy's comment.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't even. That's really good.
I should probably give them more of a chance because, like I said, that class, I liked all the books we read. We read, I don't know, Lord of the Flies. I really liked it. The Great Gatsby, I really liked. We read One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich. I loved that book. Something about Seven Gables, A House of Seven Gables or something like that. Enjoyed that. The only one I didn't like, and I've talked about it, is The Grapes of Wrath. I only read like 60 pages and I was done. And I just remember my high school English teacher who I had the biggest crush on, which is really funny because he was also my mom's high school English teacher and she had a crush on him. So
wow.
Yeah. So he was quite a bit older than me. I oh my God, he was so Anyways, he might be past, he might be gone. I don't know. But I was like a nerd. So I did all my homework. I did, all that stuff. And so like when nobody else would answer, he would call him because like I said, I was always on top of it. And I was like, yeah, I didn't read The Grapes of Wrath or whatever chapter.
Oh, right.
Like,
yes, I remember that.
Well, yeah. I was just like, After I followed that piece of dust, I was out. Oh, Nancy. Oh, may the force be with you, Nancy.
You're like, I sympathize. I'm so sorry.
I couldn't read it for class, let alone if nobody was forcing my hand. Even when somebody was forcing my hand, I didn't do it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think I have like one of my goals this year is to read a classic, but I have no idea what it's going to be. So something preferably short. So
yeah.
So that's like my dipping my toe into that. So
One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich.
I read that already.
Short.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah.
I was gonna say it's pretty short.
Yeah. I might do 1984. I'm not 100% sure.
That book to me is overrated.
Yeah. I've never read that one, so not even for school, so I'm not sure.
Hi, Jessica. It's good to see you.
Hi.
Jessica, I'm so sad that it's not a bug project. Jessica said in our group chat earlier, Lee, I can't join you because I have a bug project. We're all like, what? She's like, oh, I'm on a big project. I'm like, oh, such a letdown. Thank you. They're probably too big, but I really like them. My other ones are actually, I might change them in a little bit because I've said to them, these are no line trifocals. They're progressives, and I'm a little bit like, woo, trying to get used to them.
Yeah.
But I can't see now, so I guess there's a plus.
That's great. Yeah. Did you guys want to go for 30 minutes?
Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
All right. Sounds good, guys. Okay.
right.
All right.
See you
Enjoy.
at 10.
All right.
Tell us what you're reading, Jessica. Hi, Cozy.
No, I have not, Storm. I'm going to have to pick your brain about that one later.
Right. So how are you guys' sprints?
So I actually didn't read during this sprint. Like I said, I dropped my husband at the airport today. So today is the first time in a long time that I have the TV without judgment. So I'm watching Hallmark because my husband's favorite pastime is he will watch Hallmark with me, but he will create his own dialogue as the movie's actually playing. So, and hopefully he doesn't hear this for a while, but I ordered Indian food. He cannot stand the smell of Indian food. He likes Indian food, but he likes to go and he loves Indian food, but he doesn't like it in the house because of the smell. So, but he's gone for a week.
It'll be aired out by then.
Well,
So,
so
I'm watching uninterrupted, unjudgmented Hallmark.
You know what? I was actually doing the same thing. I've been watching High School Musical, the series on Disney Plus since the new season 2 is releasing right now, and I've been watching season 1, and I've been having some fun with it. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'll eventually read a new book, but right now I'm just gonna watch some nice TV.
Yeah,
there you go. There you go. I read, listened to 3 chapters in my book, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Everybody's cooking dinner. Can somebody tell me what they're having for dinner? Exactly, Jessica. Exactly. Hallmark, Indian. Oh my gosh. Amazing.
So, for anyone who's new to or newly clicked on the video, what are you guys reading?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know, but like Cozy said she was cooking, Dreamin' said she was cooking. I'm like, dang.
Everyone's getting the food.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jessica. So I don't think you were here for this, but I shared with everyone. Obviously I gave 5 stars for that arc that I was given, So We Meet Again. And the book I just finished reading, Throne of Glass, I rated that 5 stars too. So the books are going, which is really nice.
Very nice.
Ooh, making a Moroccan chicken pie.
Ooh. Now that sounds delicious.
Making me hungry.
I read 5% of my
Nice.
book. Great. So true, Jessica. So true.
Right?
It was so good. Sarah J. Maas, she's actually really good. Like I was telling them, I was so intimidated by the book because it's third person's perspective, which I never read. I got to be doing first person, and also multiple perspectives technically too. And it was a long book, and it was a fantasy. Like all sorts of things were like really put down for my TBR, but I'm like, you know what? Let's go ahead and try it out. It ended up being great. I was invested in the characters, the story, the plot was so good. That was really nice. Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how many of you guys watch the BookTube channel, Read with Cindy, or now she calls herself with Cindy, but like I'm aware of it. Now, Jessica, what about the first book? Because I do own the first book. Are there any steamy scenes for the first book? But it is a good one. Well, I hope it's good. I am thinking now that I finished A Court of Thorns. I finished Throne of Glass. Maybe A Court of Thorns and Roses. Maybe I'll read that next. So I'll see.
Well, give it a try. If you don't like it, you just stop it. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah. True.
Yeah, I just find it funny. I mean, sometimes it's the right thing at the right time sort of thing. and definitely
Mhm.
for me trying High School Musical, the series again, because I watched it back. I mean, the show came out just before COVID hit, which was a bummer. But and then watching it now, like I've been trying to rewatch it before the next season came out, but it had to be the right time. But
Mhm.
all these books, they're working for me. The show's working for me. It's just nice actually being able to enjoy some stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's really
awesome.
awesome.
Oh, it's the only one I've read in this series, so it does have some scenes. So maybe I'll just skip past those. But they aren't until close to the end, and there's just a couple. Well, at least it's not too many. But that's what I've been liking with any of the. I've only really read 2 adult books recently, but I like with those books they have like fade to black scenes like that. So I really like that because I don't even have to deal with it. I don't like to hear about those scenes. So. And Cheryl, well, I hope you like your dinner.
What are you having, Cheryl?
Yeah, tell us.
Man, I had to switch out the glasses because that other glasses, the ears are the ear on, I need to have them adjusted. It's like rubbed my ear really bad. These
Well,
are shorter on the sides, and so they don't. I'm gonna have
mhm.
to wear these, and those are gonna have to get adjusted. But I had to switch them. It was really hurting.
Maybe the darling. How do you say that?
Darling Delilah's.
Oh, I didn't even know how you say.
Love it.
I didn't even know the spelling.
It's one of my favorite series. I love that series.
That's great.
That makes me so happy, Cheryl.
I forget what book you had, one romance book on your TBR on Goodreads the other day that you said you wanted to read, and I don't even know what it was about, but I was just like looking at the guy on the cover, and I'm like, yeah, like, I don't even know what it's about. I just want the guy.
Me?
I don't care. Yeah, it was. I don't remember what book it was. But,
Yeah, there's so many of them. You know.
yeah, sometimes the cover is just enough. I'm like, all right, I got my fill. Now we can move on. That's it.
True.
Wait, Tiffany, what's your Goodreads?
Me?
Yeah.
The same name.
Oh, and I never even I got almost everyone else in the group chat, but I never got you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have to add you now.
Yeah, add me.
Let me see if I can find which one it was. A motorcycle gang, maybe?
Oh, that could be it. That could be it. The problem is I read so many romances that it could be, I mean,
Exactly.
I have no idea what it could be, but yeah, some of the covers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'll be looking all day if I look, but
yeah, it's hard telling, especially when I'm doing the romance videos because, there's so many. But the motorcycle gangs usually have appealing men on it. But I think you said you don't. They usually are a little more scruffier. I like the beards. I like the.
that's what I like. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There was somebody that was like, oh,
I think Storm does not like that.
Who's that?
Storm. I don't think
it was
that.
Storm. Yeah. And we were having that conversation. I was like, oh yeah, I like the big beards. I like tattoos. I like, and then I said something about the bigger the better on the beard, and somebody said ZZ Top, and I'm like, I like it. That doesn't bother me. ZZ Top or like the guy from the Oak Ridge Boys, or I mean, they're so much older, but I mean, if they were, I
also, I think sometimes it depends on the guy. Like if that type of style looks good on them.
True.
Yeah.
True.
No, I do not have a Twitter. I'm just looking at.
I did ask her as soon as we came on because said they were asking me, and I was like, I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
There you go, Jessica. There's my Goodreads. I don't think we are, so and if anyone else wants to check it out, But I think I found you, Tiffany. I think I found you Goodreads. So I'll go ahead and friend you.
Yes, please do.
Oh, Leanne, do you have a Goodreads?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's yours?
I don't even know how to send it.
I just
I
got
can look it up. That's how I was able to do it. Is it your YouTube name too? Just like that?
No, it's Leane, Leane. Just my first name. That's it.
Okay.
All right, Tiffany, we are friends.
Yay!
I don't know how we didn't do this already.
It just didn't happen, I guess.
No idea. So Jessica said she had to. Ooh, Cheryl's having BLTs. Yeah, Storm said, yeah, it's me. No beards. Wrong, Storm.
Mhm.
You're taking the wrong approach, my friend.
That means more men to be spread around, you know.
That is true. This is true. Very, very true.
Now you guys are making me hungry. I'm like, what am I going to have for dinner?
I know.
I don't know.
Yep. I'm going to try to find the hockey game maybe on, at least listen. I'd like to find it somewhere to watch, but there's no possible way.
More so just because you're not in that area, or because it's a championship, or just the area?
No, because I'm not in that area, so
Got it.
they'll show the Tampa Bay game probably. Well, Tampa played last night, I think, so they probably won't show any. And I don't have cable. I have ESPN Plus, but they won't show it when it gets to be playoffs.
Yeah, I have that for tennis too, but yeah, then when it's like the big like US Open and stuff, you have to pay for those. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tampa lost in overtime. That's right. So, but I might be able to find it. Like you can like watch it on Google, but when I say watch it, like you can't actually see anything, but it'll show you who has the puck. But that's so difficult because it's not like a football thing where somebody holds possession for long periods. Literally, the puck can change hands, and you know what I mean. It's not so. But
when I used to want to watch UFC fights, like the pay-per-views, this is like when like on Instagram, you used to have like the Instagram live where you could, so like people would show just like little clips. So I used to just like switch from people so I could kind of watch the whole fight, but just through like people's quick little clips. Because, you know, I'm not paying $60 just to watch one fight that I wanted to see.
Yeah.
That could last 10 seconds. It could last 5 minutes, you know?
I yeah, that's insane to me. I mean, I've never watched one because I think I would get, I can't watch people hitting each other and stuff.
You know,
I know it's
it's either hitting or it's just a lot of hugging each other on the ground. It goes either way.
You know, I mean, I mean, I don't have any problem with it. I just can't watch it myself because I'm like, yeah. I just want everybody to get along. No, I don't know. Oh, Jessica said she likes tennis too. She wants to know. Oh, no. No, Jessica. Let me tell you, I don't care that you're not a Blues fan, but no joke. The team that I hate more than any other team in the NHL is the Blackhawks. More than any other team ever.
No.
Ever is the Chicago Blackhawks. Boo.
That was so intense.
And yes, my favorite tennis player is Djokovic.
Is who?
Novak Djokovic.
Okay.
He's like rated #1 men's for ever.
I don't know that I've ever watched a tennis match. I don't understand it. It's not that I don't like it, but like it's kind of like when any sport. It's not very fun when you don't
know
what
the rules or what's
are,
going
can't
on.
really follow it. I mean, so
Yeah, I had gone to a soccer game one time on Red Bull Stadium, and it looked like they did get the goal, and we were cheering. It was me and my sister's first time, but then apparently something technical had happened right before that, and that didn't count. So we're like the only idiots still cheering, and we're like, why is no one else clapping? Like they got it, but we didn't know the rules, so we didn't know what happened. So
That's crazy.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, Chris Evans with a beard. I'm not a fan of Chris Evans without a beard. With one, yes.
I don't know. I mean, Chris Evans. I won't say my opinion.
Okay.
I just prefer in general.
Chicago, yes. But again, I'm not too into sports, so.
Boo, Jessica.
Oh, you're both from Illinois too, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am from Illinois. And I can't stand
right?
Chicago teams.
Tiffany, you are too, right? You're originally from Illinois?
Yeah.
Both of you. Yeah.
Yeah. And I
can't. It's wild that we're not that far apart.
My dad, he passed away a couple years ago now, but he was a huge Blackhawks fan. He's where we got our love of hockey. He was a huge Blackhawks fan. And he was like the reason people hate Blackhawks fan. I mean, I was really close to my dad. I mean, I was a daddy's girl, so I loved him. But I mean, like, I'm like, you're the reason. He like would call me. He called me one time and he's like, now I'm like in St. Louis. He calls me and he's like, I can't get my TV to work. And he was a huge hockey fan. He's like, playoffs are on and I can't get my TV to work. And I'm like, call the cable company. Like, what are you calling me for? He's like, no, I think you can help me. I'm like, no, I can't. He's like, I'm flipping through the channels and no matter how many of the sports channels I flip through, I just can't find the St. Louis Blues playoff hockey because they hadn't made the playoffs. I'm like, bye, Dad. I just hung up the phone. I was like, you're the reason. I mean, he was really into it. So like he had like a man cave and he had they have a goal song that they play. It is the worst song in the history of songs ever. And he had a goalie light in his man cave that was hooked to that song. So when they scored, he could play it and it lit up. Oh my God. You're the reason.
That's funny. And Jessica, I originally was a huge, and I still am, a Rafael fan, but because of all the great matches he had with Djokovic, that's why I wound up liking him. And I think around that same time, Nadal was hurt a lot of the time, so he wasn't playing as much.
I just want to say, so true, Storm. I totally relate. I don't know anything about sports either.
Lee, do you play tennis too?
I actually just bought a new tennis racket. It's sitting right over there. Me and my sister are planning to start playing again this year. But, as I think I've said before, my sister's like this super athletic. Like, I've lost over 150 pounds. I'm a kickboxing instructor. I'm a personal trainer. I work out 3 times a day. So anything I do in comparison looks like nothing with her. So, yeah. I mean, I'm happy for her. She's doing great. But
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just figure, a lot of people, when you're into something that's not as popular as far as the sports, because they're into it like themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm not going to say I'm good, but I'm going to go out there and play. So.
Well, that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Storm doesn't watch any sports. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Well, playoff hockey is a good place to start.
I have 2 guys at work. One that sits next to me, he's a Rangers fan, and the other one on the other side is a Devils fan. And it's just a constant back and forth with each other. Constant back and forth.
I bet.
Even the Rangers guy, Chris, he proposed to his wife at the Stanley Cup.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like they're serious with it. So
That's awesome.
mhm.
That's awesome. This was been about 4 years ago, but we went to a playoff game for the Blues on Easter Sunday because normally their season is finished, but because of COVID, that's why we're.
Yeah.
So anyways, we went to a playoff game on Easter Sunday, and we're waiting on the game to start, and this family comes in, and there's a church right next to the St. Louis Stadium, like directly next to the St. Louis Stadium. And this family comes in, and they're decked out in church gear. And at that time, we were going to church on Saturdays so that we could go to games on Sundays. I know that's pathetic, but anyways. So they come in and they're like looking around at people. You can tell that they're not real comfortable. Like it's clear that they might have just been walking by and thought, hey, let's see if there's tickets.
Okay.
Because they had, so they sit down and maybe like 5 minutes into the game, people are dropping the gloves and there's like a full on fight. And they look horrified. And everybody else in the stands is like cheering profusely.
Yeah.
So in the first intermission, they get up and they go out. And my husband's like, well, they're not coming back. They come back and the daughter is wearing a blank jersey. So she's wearing a Blues jersey, but it's blank. It's not numbered and it doesn't have a name on the back. And so during the second period, our goalie like fought off like some incredible saves, like pelted with shots, fought them all off. So during the commercial break for like a minute and a half, the stadium was just cheering this dude's name for like a straight minute and a half. So they go out after the second intermission. They come back. She's traded this jersey and she's now wearing a Jake Allen jersey, which was our goalie. And by the end of the third, every time there was a fight, they were like, yeah, kill him. I'm like, holy crap.
That's some conversion right there.
Craziest transformation I've ever seen. But the funniest part was until the Blues won the Stanley Cup in 2019, we had never in the history won a cup. And it was always a joke that even if we made the playoffs, we always choked. I mean, that's true. We were kind of like the Cubs of baseball or the Cubs of hockey. Seriously. And so I said to my husband, well, they're going to have a rude awakening ahead because we won that game. But I was like, they're going to be crying in a couple of weeks.
Do you know who Andy Frisella is? Or a company called First Form. It's like a supplement company. The guy is from St. Louis. And when they won, he's a multimillionaire. He threw this huge party at his house. He had Nelly, the rapper, play there too because he's from St. Louis. So we had this like big St. Louis thing going on when they won.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, like it was a huge thing. And I mean, I don't know anything about the Blues, but I do remember hearing about that and seeing like some videos. So it was a proud moment for St. Louis people.
It really was. It was amazing.
That's cool.
Thank you, Nancy. I go to, so I can see better, yes. But the RenNet issue, I'm dreading it, but I go on the 25th to have it looked at and see what, so I am dreading it. I am not a good eye patient. I don't care about anything else. I've had to give myself injections of shots and all that stuff, nothing, but a dentist doesn't bother me, but man, I am not a good eye patient.
Okay, we have to stop sports talking because we're here for the ball.
Yes. A deadly cliche.
Hi, Robin.
Hi, Robin.
Hey.
Are you reading anything, Robin?
She wants to know what you're reading, Tiffany. Or what everybody's reading.
What I'm reading tonight. Well, I finished Throne of Glass. I'll just tell you that. And I rated it 5 stars, which is very exciting. It was great. It was awesome. The characters were great. The plot was great. It was really fun and it made me happy, which is really nice. I finished that this morning before I went to work. But right now, I don't know what I'm going to read next. I might read another of Sarah J. Maas's books, A Court of Thorns and Roses. We'll see. I've tried that before. I'm not sure. But right now, I'm just watching some TV. I'm watching High School Musical, the series. So, not reading anything. But, if you guys want to share what you're reading again,
I am reading the 6th book in the Book Retreat series. It's a cozy mystery series by Ellery Adams. I can't remember the title. Murder in the Storybook Cottage. And then I'm reading a romance. I don't remember the title of that too. It's something about Sweet Talker. And it's by Tracy. I don't know if she says it Livesay or Livesay, but it's something like that. I'm enjoying both of them, but I told them earlier, my husband just left for out of town today. And so in a couple days, I'll be back to reading. But the first couple days, I'm like, oh my God, I can sleep in the middle of the bed. I can eat exactly what I want to. I can watch anything I want to. Not that he doesn't let me do that. I mean, he doesn't control those things. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, gosh, without interruption, let me just say it that way. So I am having Indian food and watching Hallmark.
And I am reading Death Becomes Her to be ready for book club tomorrow.
No. Say it correctly.
Death Becomes Her.
Exactly, Lee. That was perfect.
And then switching between that and the middle grade book, Sleepover Friends book.
That's awesome. Oh, she just said yeah.
I just got a massive new haul, so I'm torn what to read next. I understand. I mean, I'm not getting new books, but I got a few arrivals, and I'm like, what do I read now? So I totally understand, Robin. Yes, so excited. It was a 5-star for you. Thank you. I'm very excited too. And Cozy said, wow, another 5 stars. That's great. No, right? And another thing too that was really nice when I was looking over, to share the link from my Goodreads. It shows the 5 stars, and it's nice to actually, instead of being 2 books, I have now like 5. So it's like, yes, I'm finally getting some good books. So it's really nice.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Just have the whole place to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
A nice little vacation. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. In a couple days, I'll be like, okay, I'm ready for him to come home. I miss him. But the first couple nights, you're like,
freedom.
Oh, yay. Dreamin's also reading Death Becomes Her. That's amazing.
Nice.
Did any of you guys ever watch the movie Death Becomes Her?
Yes.
Yeah,
I never watched it. No.
Oh my God, it's ridiculously cute. It's like corny, cute, funny.
Yeah.
It is fun, and it's funny because at first my mom was like, she's the one who put it on, and at first she's like, oh, this movie isn't good, and then like she watched it and she was like dying laughing, so she had a lot of fun with it. But
nice. Yeah, when I told my husband I was reading Death Becomes Her, he was like, oh, that movie. He's like, it's a movie? And I was like, and then he like after a few minutes of talking, I was like, no, that's not the same thing. So but I should watch it.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
It's worth it.
Fun. I'm
Is
in
it
the
Goldie
mood.
Hawn?
Oh,
yes, I thought it was Shelley Long, and Cozy's like, no, it's Goldie Hawn. I'm like, no, it's not, but it is. But her hair's like red, and then it's who's the other person with her?
Meryl.
Yeah, Meryl Streep.
Okay.
But I thought it was Shelley Long because her hair, Goldie Hawn's hair is a little red, but it's Goldie Hawn.
Okay.
I like a lot of those old cheesy movies, even like Weekend at Bernie's and like Mannequin. Do you remember Mannequin?
Yes.
Have you guys ever seen Clue?
Yes, Clue. That's a good one.
Clue.
That's such a good one.
Oh, I love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually doesn't scare me because it's so absurd.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I still think it's so cool that in the theater that they actually did the 3 alternate endings. Obviously, when you watch the DVD version, it has all of them, but that's just so cool. Like, just imagine a movie doing that now. It's just so great.
Yeah.
I love that movie. And the game. I love the game too.
What game? What movie?
Clue. The game too.
Oh, I love the game too.
The game's good too. Yeah. So would you guys want to do a sprint a minute from now?
Yeah.
Sure. You're in the driver's seat. I'm just the passenger.
That works.
All right,
yeah, perfect. I'm probably gonna just watch some more of my show. I'm just engaged, which is nice. Like, I think the first time I watched it, when I had so much of life going on pre-COVID, I was like, it's not that great. And now it's like, okay, this is fun.
All right, guys. Well, enjoy.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Oh, boo.
All right, how are your guys' sprints?
Again,
Mine's good.
I watched. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was very peaceful without added dialogue. It was nice.
Mine was good. I got another 3 chapters done.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, I just watched one of my shows. That was nice and chill.
Nice.
What are you doing, Kylie?
How are your guys' sprints, everyone? Comment below.
Let's see.
So how many books have you guys read this month?
I have no idea for the month.
I think 23 or 24.
Wait, this month?
A lot of that are middle grade books.
Oh, okay.
So they're under 100 pages.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah. Of like regular books, maybe 9, 10. 9, I think.
Still a lot. Wow.
Yeah.
I've read, I mean, I haven't done too much. I've been doing so much with work, but I've read 3 books now, so.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know how many, quite a few. But I'm doing all audios right now still until I get my kind of eyes adjusted, and then we'll have to see at that point. But so that makes my reading a lot faster.
I am reading Death Becomes Her.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow, impressive.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you guys do it.
That is awesome. Yeah. So Tiffany, are you the full time? Is it Monday through Friday?
Yeah, right now. So, right now it's Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and I've just been killed because, like, I haven't told you guys this in the comments, but I was telling Tiffany and Leane before we started for a second. The job I've got, they have an 8-hour shift. I mean, I have open availability, so they scheduled me 40 hours, but it's 8 hours. And all they give you is a 30-minute break and then a 15-minute personal break. And it's like, that's it. You don't get 2 15s, so it's a little killer. So I ended up changing my schedule for next week. I'm like, I can't do that. But right now it's Monday through Friday, and then they're moving for Sunday. And it's like, you get paid more money, like, for the PM shifts, so the afternoon shifts, I mean, later, once they actually get more people, because it's a new program. But then Sunday, you get paid more, so I'm going to work Sunday.
Nice.
And it's a call center?
Yeah. So I am a customer service rep for U.S. Bank now, so it's been interesting. But it's better than what I was doing before. It was like I would activate credit cards and then try to sell this credit card protection thing, and I'm like, I don't want to sell. It's boring. But I mean, again, with this job, it's not that great, but it's also like the people in the community, like the leaders are nice, but I'm just like, I like to be home. But again, making money is good too.
Right.
Gotcha.
And that's fair enough, Cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Getting dinner ready. That's nice.
Oh, we got to hear what you're having. We might have been having the BLT. Somebody said BLT earlier. It might have been Cheryl. Hold on, because I'm streaming something. Hold on. Let me find the name. Give me a second. I'm gonna mute myself.
at the job, Tiffany, are there like more opportunities to move up, or is that like not even something that you want to do?
Well, I mean, like I'm so new to the company in general. Like, I still don't know. Like they have said that they really do. They're a company. They do want to move people up. I don't know. I mean, like I've already been. There are two other people besides me in my program where like a leader like provided my name and two other people's name for like something of greater whatever, but I still don't know for sure because I was told basically there was only really one person who got a promo, got promoted to a leader. But I don't know. I mean, like I'll see. I don't really want to, I mean, a call center like it just ended up happening. I don't want to really keep the job. I'm hoping to advance somewhere else. But for now, this is what I'm doing. But yeah, it's just kind of like I'm kind of here, and it's good. Like,
right,
I'm having fun when I'm off the calls, but yeah, it's just kind of like,
it's a job,
right? Exactly. Yeah, that's like the one positive day. It's like, okay, at least I'm making money. So.
That's it. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if it was something like where you could move up to like different stuff in there, or if you even wanted to do that,
Yeah, I mean, like you move up in terms of levels. Like I'm already a level 3, but it's not like it's interesting. It's like you have level 1 through 5 in terms of being like the lowest tier in terms of the person who actually makes the calls, and then there's leaders like they're like level 14. So it like kind of jumps, But yeah, like I'm saying, it's not that great, but it is also kind of nice because it's like at first I was making barely any money, and then they're like, "Oh, want to be a part of this program where you make more money?" And then they're like, "Actually, we handpicked you out of thousands of people, and we want you and 10 other people to be a part of this." It's hard,
right.
but it's just kind of cool where you kind of get that. Hey, they think I'm good enough.
Recognition, yeah.
Nice. But again, hopefully if I actually give some time when I'm off work and look for another job. But for now, it's pretty good.
There you go. Do you know what else you would want to do or no?
I was really hoping to. I had been applying when I was looking for a different job while I was at Target. That was where I was before.
Okay.
I was hoping maybe for something in the publishing, but I don't have like publishing or any of that sort of experience, so like I wasn't really considered. But maybe one day that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I still gotta figure out like what I want to do in terms of like just a regular standard job, because what I want to do as like my dream job, big deal kind of thing, I want to be a filmmaker. I want to help make movies and everything. That'd be really cool.
That'd be really good. That's actually what I had originally gone to school for, and then changed at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
what's that?
That's what I went to school for, was filmmaking.
Oh, really? That's so cool.
Yeah, but I didn't really. A lot of what I took was like technical stuff, and that at the time that wasn't what I wanted to do. What?
Like behind the scenes?
Like editing and that type of thing, and I just realized that wasn't what I wanted to do. So.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So what did you switch to?
I just switched to a communications major just to get the degree and get out of there. But that was it. So.
Gotcha. And I found it. I had to try to search for the title. Harvest Love is what I'm watching right now.
It's cool.
Lemon pepper chicken.
That sounds good.
Yum.
Roasted carrots
sound delicious too. Yum.
Every time it's like, I want that. I want that. I want that.
No kidding. No kidding.
And so you're getting your Indian food. What are you having, Tiffany? Other Tiffany, masquerade chick.
What?
What are you having for dinner?
Oh, I think I'll just have some SpaghettiOs. I don't know. I'm typically like, whatever's like the standard basic whatever. I guess I'll go for that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Do you guys cook a lot? Either one of you?
Yes and no. I'm spoiled because my husband could just bring me something from the restaurant, but
Oh yeah, he's like Italian.
Yeah, one is Italian cooking, the other one's like Spanish cooking. Yeah.
Ooh, both of those would be.
Yeah. But usually
yum.
on a Friday or a Saturday, I can't ask because he's busy. And he'll be like, I don't have time for you, or I have to wait till they're closed. And then by then it's like, after midnight and I'm starving. So
Yeah.
Or I could go ask him to make something and go pick it up, but I'm lazy and don't feel like going. So
But I see, Tiffany, that Storm watched that one you were talking about.
Oh,
the harvest one.
Yeah. I like the fall themed ones. I like the Christmas theme too. I like any I really like any cheesy, TV book, anything like that.
Is it true a lot of the Christmas ones are Candace Cameron Bure? Yeah, okay. My sister always says that, so.
Yeah, she's in a lot of them anyways. Her, Lacey Chabert.
That's the other one she says, yes.
And then there's a couple others that are newer that I see a lot, but I don't recognize them from other places like I do those two.
Okay. So they're just Hallmark, as far as you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, she's in a lot of them.
Yeah. Yeah, my sister jokes about that. She's like, all right, it's like Candace Christmas. Here we go.
Right.
So,
Right.
That's funny.
I saw some really funny memes about Hallmark movies. Yeah, but they're all the same almost story, right? I mean, if we're being honest, the Hallmark movies are the same story almost every time with just a little bit of difference. I mean, usually one of the characters is coming home to their hometown. It's almost like a cozy. They're coming home to their hometown and there's either a past love or new or this or that or they're blah, 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 blah. And then they end up together.
Mm-hmm.
No, for what? Reading the books? No, that's because I'm reading middle grade books. These are like 70, 80-page books that go by quickly. And again, they have like the same, I can skip 3 to 4 pages because I already know these two live next door to each other. And then in 4th grade, the other girl came to town. And then the next year, the 4th girl came to town. And now they're sleepover friends. I can skip those 4 pages. That was like, that's like a Babysitter's Club. I can tell you the whole entire thing of how they describe each one and what they do. So you could always skip over those pages. So, I know they made Kool-Aid pops. Like I know their whole spiel already. So I just get to the story. So that's it. That's the only reason I'm flying through those. And I'm not even doing half as good as I thought I would be. So Hannah Swenson, same thing with a few changes. No, that's not the girl that you guys always talk about with the love triangle, is it? That is her? Okay.
Yeah. And she is a Hallmark movie series.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. It's not TV show, but has movies made. There's probably about 4 or 5 of them of the books.
Okay.
But they're different than the books.
Better or worse? Because I know you guys have the complaint about the triangle. Well, I'm not trying to start a conversation.
No. No. But a lot of the complaint comes way later in the series.
Okay.
Right. So like books like 12, 15 and on. And the movies that have been made so far anyways are like some of the earlier movies. So it's not necessarily bad. It's just a lot different. Like there is the love triangle from the very beginning. And the one character in the book I feel like is portrayed, he's a dentist and he's really kind of portrayed in the book as really stuffy, kind of nerdy, kind of, that whole jazz. And in the TV show, I feel like, or the movie, I feel like it's very different. And I don't know, just some of the characters are different. And like in the book, she's a redhead. She's played by a blonde. That kind of weirded me out for a while. Not weirded me out, but
I hate when they do that. Am I enjoying the sleepover friends? Yes, except for, as I said earlier, the one of the sleepover friends is a girl named Stephanie, and she's very bossy, and she always gets the other three girls into trouble, and she's just sort of like, oh well. And I said before, I wouldn't be friends with her if this was real life and I was in 5th grade. I will also say, like, I think this is a question I have. So one of the things, they're very, I feel like, adult for being 5th grade, 10, 11 years old. Like, they're downstairs making chili and cutting up onions, and one of them has a fudge recipe. The other one has an onion dip recipe. I'm like, is this just stuff that normal 5th graders, 10, 11-year-olds are doing?
no.
Yeah, my mom wouldn't have been like letting us downstairs cutting up onions and making chili in her kitchen. So not at 10, 11. So
No. And the few times I did, it was a disaster. And she was like monitoring, but still.
Yeah. That's I'm like,
I mean, it was a disaster.
Yeah, I don't have kids, but I feel like most parents, when maybe I'm wrong, wouldn't be letting their 10-year-olds like whipping out the knives and chopping stuff up with their 3 other friends in the middle of the night.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So I'm just like, was this like a little bit more adult in the 80s, or were we just that reckless that our parents were letting us do that stuff? I don't know. So mine was, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, the same. And like I said, the few times I even tried was a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely wasn't with knives, though. It was just more regular cooking stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't even put stuff in a measuring cup without knocking it everywhere. Never mind, I have a knife. And yes, Storm, I have watched those, and they make me feel like a loser that, like, you know, an 8-year-old's like whipping up souffles, and I'm just like,
yeah,
like, no. Which is
my
funny.
mother.
I think like a couple weeks ago, we were talking about those kids react videos. One of the kids on one of those shows was on the baking competition or the junior master chef, I think.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he was on one of them.
Wow.
So I'm like, my mother has a whole career. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I was gonna say my mother loves to. I don't know how old I was. Maybe like 9, 10 years old, and she let me like mix up brownies. And she was going to put them in the oven and do all that, but she let me, you know, and I insisted on doing it myself because I was independent, you know, and she comes in the kitchen and I had my hands in the brownies mix and I was doing, and she's like, what are you doing? I said, well, it says mixed by hand. What do you mean? Because apparently I was very literal when I was a child, maybe even a little bit now. And I'm like, well, how was it said mixed by hand.
Right.
So the other thing I did was I put Skittles into cookies once because everybody put chocolate chips into cookies. So I put Skittles into cookies once, and they explode and pop in the in the oven like a bullet going off. Like they ping and like, I mean, straight up explode because they're pure sugar. It was a disaster.
That's funny. Yeah, that's what I mean. I just thought these kids were fairly responsible, but yeah, I guess the junior baking competition, there are those kids out there. So,
oh, she said that Hannah actually picked somebody in the movies. I have not seen the movie where she picked somebody, so don't tell me. Even though I kind of, I don't know who she picked. So,
still taking stuff out of the oven all the time. Yeah, I don't. I'm still afraid to take stuff out. Right. I'm still not comfortable with that. No.
Right. I'm like, I don't know if I should be trusted with a knife now. Like, and I have plenty of times where clearly that is true.
Yep. I'm like, I don't know. Or I like call my husband, can you take this out? It's going to be too heavy. It's going to fall. I'm going to burn myself. You know?
Yeah. Totally. Storm told you which guy she picks? Oh man. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to know. Well, I kind of do, but so
I'm kind of glad I don't know anything about that situation because you guys get heated about it. So I'm like,
it is, yeah.
that's funny.
I don't blame you. You've never read any of them?
Nope, I have no idea what they're about. Not read them, nothing. All I know is there's a 25-year love triangle or whatever you guys say, 25 book love triangle.
Whoa.
Yeah.
27 books now.
That's crazy.
Did you ever read wait, nice. I've been trying to work in publishing as well. Applied for social media handler as well as slush reader positions.
Okay.
Cool. That's awesome. Have you read any of the Stephanie Plum series?
No. That's it's like number one numbers or letters or something. Yeah.
Numbers.
Yeah. No, I have not read those yet. It's on my list, but no, I haven't gotten to them yet.
There's a like 27 book love triangle in that too.
Oh, geez.
That one doesn't bother me as much anyways, because I feel like it's not as prevalent. And so like there's so much other stuff going on in the book where I don't feel like that's the way with Hannah. There's so much going on in the Stephanie Plum book that I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Okay,
and
you could skip through it. Okay.
I get back to what I'm, what's going on. But that one is super funny.
Yeah, it's on my list. Funny. I'll get to it. Yeah.
It takes place in New Jersey.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, she like lives in the Bergs, she calls it, in New Jersey.
And now I'm interested because there's actually a neighborhood in the town next to mine called the Berg. So
well, that's what she calls it, is the Bergs. And it's kind of just like in the way that it's portrayed anyways, and I don't know much, but it's kind of portrayed like maybe like the Jersey Shore type, not like they're on the beach or anything, but kind of those kind of attitudes. And
yeah, they're all over. Not everywhere. I always say whenever I go anywhere and somebody's like, oh, where are you from? I'm like, New Jersey. Please don't judge me on what you see on TV. Like just please don't. Because I mean, there are definitely those spots. So
yeah,
it's like living Groundhog Day.
This is true. I don't know, Storm. I wholeheartedly agree. I wholeheartedly agree. A tip for any new and upcoming author: if you have a love triangle and it goes past more than 3 books, kill off one of them.
Yeah.
If you can't decide, kill one of them. No. But end it.
And one thing I can't stand about when it's a love triangle is I kind of feel like at some point they make one of the guys do something kind of normal and the girl takes it completely the wrong way. So then she doesn't like him as much. And I'm like, I think you just took it the wrong way because that didn't really happen that way.
Yeah. I feel like they do that in romance novels anyways. Because that's one of my bigger gripes in romance novels is when, like, I read a book fairly recently, where I ended up knocking it way down because it was like, there's always the pivotal moment where something happens, they either break up or have a big fallout, and then they have to mend it to get past it and be happily ever after, right? That's kind of a formula. Yeah. It's not, but when it's just a miscommunication or like something like that, I'm like, y'all don't deserve to get back together.
Yes.
And sometimes when it's so over the top, like whatever happened was, I mean, I anybody would have been upset by what happened, but like the dramatic overreaction to it by not only the main character, but the main character's like immediate family and friends, I was like, seriously, it's not that big. I mean, it was just like, I can't. But if one conversation would have cleared up something and instead you were apart for 1.5 years, I'm like,
oh my God, yes.
Please don't work it out because you clearly both need to grow up some. I can't do it.
That's also like, and then they're apart for the year and a half, and then they get one encounter back together, and they've proposed and they're married already, and it's like,
yeah,
maybe you guys need
and
to talk a little bit.
I'm like, you broke up because you thought he said, and
Right.
now you're thinking that, yeah, me too. I'm
it was over a miscommunication. You ran across the country or to another country. You refused to speak to each other. Yeah, it's just like, come on.
Yes.
And
yes.
then within the last chapter, they meet up again. They're married, and she's pregnant, and it's like, okay,
yeah. I exactly. And I just, and I normally don't DNF books, and I DNF'd a romance not too long ago because I have no problem with, the guy was like a real womanizer. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but I don't have a big issue with it. He was kind of a very narcissistic, not my cup of tea, but I'm okay with it. But like when he started going on and on and on about how men, even when they're in love with women, just can't be faithful, and women just need to realize that no matter if it's true love or not. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not judging other people if they want to read that, but to me, that's not romantic. And it's not something it's not that I'm judging. I don't know. I was just like, okay, I can't do it.
Was that actually something in a story?
Oh yeah. It's a lot of time.
And I don't hardly ever DNF books.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it was atrocious. And he compared women to like, oh my God. I mean, the analogies and stuff, I was like, you're disgusting. And it was written by a female, and I was just like, oh my God. Well, and again, I mean,
that's the problem. Like you got, like 50 Shades of Grey and all sorts of abusive, love interests, and it's like, what is up with these women who write these horrible men? Like,
yeah. Well, I think
what's your standard?
Yeah, a lot of what it comes down to, I think, is you see this like horrible relationship or whatever, all this like negative stuff, but then it works out in the end. So like you as a woman or a girl, because that's how it starts, are expected to just like, well, put up with shit because in the end it's going to work out and you'll be happy.
Oh no!
And it's like, yeah, it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of people, I mean, I'm not into the taboo stuff. There's a lot of romance readers, romance booktubers that I talk with, but they read like the really taboo and stuff like that. And I'm just, to me, it's no different than blood and gore and anything. I don't want to read about that stuff. And as a counselor, it makes me feel, I know it's fiction. I know it's not real. Yeah. I know, these are, but I'm like, I can't get behind romanticizing something that I've sat in my office and told these people that was unhealthy. I don't know. It might be just a personal thing. And I think a lot of people read it too, because it is a fantasy. It's not real. Right. And so, but it's just, I don't know. I mean, you talking and saying, women just need to get over the fact that, and it wasn't like he was talking about polygamy. He was saying this woman need to be faithful to him, but they need to realize that men just can't. And I'm like, to me, I don't, why, that's not romantic. I don't want to read about you finding true love, because apparently it's not really. I don't know. So I DNF'd it. I couldn't do it.
Well, that's my problem with the whole like Playboy thing. Like in Throne of Glass, like I like the dude, but I also kind of hate his guts because he's a prince, so he's spoiled and whatever. But I mean, it just is kind of ridiculous. So he flirts and whatever, and likes all these women. Obviously, the women like him because it's a prince. But he likes the main girl. And then he gets jealous then and again because the guard that she sometimes interacts with, and she doesn't even like him like that, and he gets jealous and has whatever to say. It's like, dude, you literally have been flirting with these women, and don't go giving me that. It's either you think that what you're doing is wrong, and you don't like what she's doing because you like her, and maybe she likes you. Like, it's either it's the same or it's not. Like, you can't have that double standard. No way.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I'm going back through some comments. Stormy, and in New Jersey, it's like a rite of passage to do the Jersey Shore. You grow up going there, and then there's a battle of oh geez, what do they call it? If you live up in North Jersey, you're a Benny. I forget what it's called if you live in South Jersey, the Jersey Shore, and so all the people at the Jersey Shore hate the Bennies. They don't want you to. That could be like Northern New Jersey, New York. They don't want you to come down because you're crowding up their area and you're just ruining their good time. And so that's a battle every summer of that. And but yes, there's the bar scene. Like everything you see on the Jersey Shore is pretty accurate of what goes on. But then there's also like a big nostalgia factor, the boardwalk factor, like eating like certain places and just enjoying your time going on the rides and stuff like that. And then there's also Seaside, which is where Jersey Shore takes place, which is also known as Sleaze Side because you just get a lot of those type of people. Then there's Ocean City, New Jersey, which I've actually never been to, but I hear a lot of people from other states go to, and it's really nice. And then there's Wildwood, which is very at the end of New Jersey, and that's actually a really nice boardwalk to go to with a lot better things to do. So,
what part do you live in?
I would be a Benny. I live about 30 minutes from Manhattan, and I live about 15 minutes from Newark Airport. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So. I live in maybe what would be an urban area, but it's fine. Yeah, my sister used to live down in Tom's River, which is right next to the shore, so I would go down there all the time. So, it's fun. Sometimes
I'd like to go to the boardwalk.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. So lots of good eats, I'll say that. Yeah, lots of good stuff. And if you're into seafood, it's pretty good there too.
Oh yeah, I like seafood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure like going in Florida, there's a lot of like people that retire from New York, New Jersey, go down to Florida too. So
lots.
Yeah.
Lots. Yeah. Lots of Boston, lots of New York, lots of New Jersey, lots of Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, and Illinois. That's who. Nobody is from Florida. Like people brag if they're from Florida. Like that's like something they like think of as like a big deal. They're like, oh, well, I'm born and raised. Because like nobody is from Florida.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. Like I don't know if that's supposed to. Here's your cookie. I don't know.
Right. To them, it is right.
Yeah, I mean it's very like much a big deal to them, but yeah, there's a lot of New York, a lot of Boston. One of our neighbors, their home is been recently done, so they've only been here, and they're from New York, and they're the nicest couple. But I love listening to them talk because they're like got the really hardcore accents. I like to listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Storm, romance has a lot of miscommunication drama. You are correct.
Absolutely.
That's funny, Cozy.
Yeah, and it's true. I feel like, I mean, I don't know anything, like, I don't know the final of what's going on, but I feel like in the Death Becomes Her book, like, it's like, does she like the cop? Another guy came along, and it's like, why already? Does there have to be, like, more than one? Like he was, like, about to arrest her, and she's like, do I think he's cute? And I'm like, who's thinking that right now?
Yeah. I agree.
So, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen yet. I'm just saying that's where I'm at. So,
yay, Cheryl, you've read the Stephanie Plum? She said the Stephanie Plum series, the men don't like each other, but professionally they respect each other. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I'm going back through the comments, and I agree with all of that. Absolutely.
They went to dinner twice.
Yeah, that's the one I just read. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Storm said, well, in Booklandia, all guys are models. This might be true.
Yeah.
Yeah, Storm, I am totally not a fan of the taboo romance.
Mm-mm. Because I feel like that's a separate genre to itself. You know what I mean? Like taboo,
for sure.
50 Shades, that's a totally different. So it's like, don't really lump it in with the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. And some of them, I mean, are really taboo. I'm not even talking like, I'm talking, yeah, just
Porn. Yeah.
well, and like, yeah, like stepdad and their kid, or
Oh,
teacher
no.
and
Yeah.
teacher and young student. I mean, like
No.
really things that you would consider taboo and quite frankly illegal in some
Right.
cases. Then again, I think, you know, I'm really not judging people for reading it. I'm saying it's not something I could read.
Mm-mm.
It's
But
the
I
same
think
as I don't read sci-fi.
No, I think you're right, though. That's probably why they read it, because that is like the thing that they're never going to do in real
Yeah,
life.
absolutely.
So, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. But like the jerk narcissistic thing that I like DNF'd, I'm like, dude, I wouldn't stand you in real life. And I mean, honestly, I'm certainly not going to read about you in my book life. And yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Florida is a retirement hotspot.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yeah, I
For
always
sure.
feel like that's the goal up here. Everybody's like, and then I'm going to retire to Florida. It's like,
Yeah,
okay.
there are so many places like that are only 55 and up that like it's really funny that you're the odd man out on that instead of the other way around. But yeah. Do you ever read reverse harem type romance? No.
What is that?
Like you mean all women and one guy?
I think she does, yes.
Okay.
All women and one guy. Or what? I mean, one.
Yeah, the
woman
other
and
way.
multiple
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
Yeah. I don't know what you said, but yeah, yes, I think that's, and I don't normally read a lot of romance that involves more than two people, even if it's regardless of the sex or gender, or if it's same sex. It's just I prefer to read two people. But you know what? I've never given it a chance either. It's just, I guess, again, I think too, you read what you know and what you're used to and what applies to you. I mean, sometimes people are like, well, you don't give, this a chance. Well, that's not in my real, I don't know. I don't know. I don't. What's that?
You're just not interested. Yeah, one woman,
Yeah.
4 guys. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I've never tried it. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why one woman needs 4 men. I'm just being.
One to cook for her, one to clean for her, one to spend money on her. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think that's what's going on, Lee.
No, I know it's not. I know it's not.
I'm just teasing you. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm never giving it a shot. I've never given a shot. I just don't know that that's for me. But I think more people are more judgmental when it comes to romance, especially if it's like, oh, well, you don't read this. Are you discriminatory? No, it's the same as if I don't like sci-fi or if I don't like baseball romances. It's just not something I'm interested in, but it's perceived as either judgmental or discriminating, I feel like, or not open-minded and stuff like that.
Right. I get it. You're just like your regular romances. That's it.
So,
well, guys,
I was just wondering, we're almost hitting 3 hours. Would you want to do like a tiny sprint, like a 10-minute sprint, then end?
It's up to you guys if you want to. I know you guys are watching TV anyway, so it's up to you guys.
I'm so ready
fine with either. I wouldn't want to do any longer than 10, and then I think I'm gonna hop off.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we do 10 and then like a little, hey, thanks for being here. I had fun, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me pull this up, guys.
I'm gonna look for the hockey game, so that's fine.
Cool. All right. So we'll see you around the end of the hour, and then that'll be around the end.
All right,
Thank you so
sounds
much for being here, guys. All right, guys. How's your little mini sprint there?
Yeah. Mine was
Easy
good.
enough.
Good.
Oh, well, that's good, Cozy. Plenty
Oh,
of time
nice.
this evening.
Plenty of time to read. That's right.
Yeah, so just to let you guys know, next week I won't be on because I'll be in Illinois. So that'll be nice. I'm gonna be
Oh.
with my friends and everything. It's gonna be really nice. I guess technically the next two Fridays, but so it's gonna be really cool. I'm very excited about it.
That's
So,
awesome. What part of Illinois are you going to?
we're gonna go near where I used to live. So we're gonna be in Aurora and then near St. Charles, so around that area.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
But I'll definitely see if I can pop in. Then again, I might be too tired, but thank you, Storm. I hope I have a lot of fun.
Hi, Reading Away from
Absolutely.
Reality. I like the name. They said, "Hi, I'm new here. Welcome."
Nice. Hi.
Just when we're about to end it. But hi!
We are just wrapping
you.
up our sprints.
Thank you, Cheryl.
But we usually sprint every Friday, Reading Away from Reality. We usually sprint on, there's a group of us. A lot of people aren't here tonight, but we kind of usually rotate channels. But usually every Friday we're sprinting.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes our faces are different because of who's available. Like next week, Tiffany won't be with us because she's decided to go see friends. I'm kidding.
You can't have any other friends besides your virtual ones.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
Yeah, and Jahara's in Florida right now.
Yeah. I hope she's doing well. It looks like she's been having fun. I've seen her posting some pictures with her family.
Yeah.
Nice.
Where'd she post them?
On Twitter.
I'll have to go look. I didn't see any pictures. I mean, I saw she's been in our chat and she said she was having a good time, but yeah, I'm going to have to.
And thank you. Thank you, Reading Away from
Are you flying or driving?
We're driving. Yeah, it is interesting. Like if we're going to California, we haven't gone, like we've only done like California 3 times in my life. But Florida, we've done that a lot. Yeah, I don't know what it is about Florida. We always drive for Florida. My dad just is like, let's go. And I'm like, we could go on a flight, but
Yeah, my husband flew to Illinois today. I mean, right outside of St. Louis, Missouri, but Illinois side to like Belleville, Illinois. And his flight was 2 hours and 9 minutes.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's way better than 18 hours I'm going to be dealing with the car. It's like,
If there was stuff to see or stop and do, I think it'd be one thing. But if you're just driving it to drive through, it's I mean, I would much rather get on a plane. But
yeah,
a lot of people are. I'm not scared to fly, so maybe that makes a big difference too. Because a lot of people are fearful of flying. So
yeah, I like flying.
I do too.
Yeah, it's been a long time, and it can be expensive. So, but.
Yeah, I like to do a road trip, but unless I'm trying to get somewhere, then I want to get on a plane and just go there.
Exactly. If that's what I'm saying. If it's a road trip where you're going to be stopping and seeing a bunch of things along the way, that's cool.
Yeah.
But if it's just because that's your mode of transportation, you better put me on an airplane.
Yeah, no, but I mean, hopefully, if I like put on some of these audiobooks, hopefully I'll be entertained enough.
Yeah, that'll be a good. That's smart, Tiffany.
That's actually how I got my sister into Cozy Mysteries. I was in the middle of listening to one. We were going on a road trip, and I was like, "Do you mind if I just listen to this, please?"
Oh, no.
And it was still pretty early, and by the end, she was like, "That was really good. Do you have another one?" So like now, whenever we go on a road trip, she's like, "Remember to get Cozy Mysteries."
Oh, that's awesome! I love that.
Yeah.
So I love that.
This is the time. So
absolutely. Absolutely. Reading Away from Reality said, I'm one of the people who hates flying with a passion. Gotcha. I know lots of people who do. Absolutely.
Thank you, Ro. I'm probably going to be harassing you later to do some reading assignments to get it done because I'm not showing up tomorrow to book club without it done.
Oh, yes. If you don't get it done, you better still come, Lee.
I'm getting it done before then. I have 3 hours and 49 minutes, and this is on 2 speed, and I'll push it up to 2.5.
Oh yeah, you'll get it done then by 4 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, before we go, I'm interviewing Ginger Bolton tomorrow. If anybody is interested, she writes the Bethany Donut series, which is amazing. I really love that series. I'm actually 100% caught up in it. Her new one that's coming out is about a traveling carnival or circus or something like that.
Your wish.
I know. I'm really, really thrilled. Like book in this series. She also writes under another name that I didn't know until very recently, so I've never read any of those. But she writes the Threadville series as Janet Bolin. I didn't know that. So that's at 2 p.m. tomorrow.
Awesome.
And then book club tomorrow night, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, maybe what I might do, Thursday I have off before I go on my week-long vacation. I might, so this Thursday, whatever day that is, I might actually, guys, if you want to watch, I might end up doing one of those live videos that I was talking about. Maybe I'll talk about what I've been reading in May, or maybe I'll talk about what I have read. I'll see what happens. I'll see what I talk about, and then I can talk to you guys. So, it'll be experimental, and hopefully it'll be fun. So, keep your eye out on Thursday.
If you do it, put something in the group chat on Twitter.
I definitely will. I definitely want some promos going.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, have a great night. Tiffany, if we don't talk to you before, have a great trip.
Yes.
Thank
Be
you.
safe.
I will. Keep safe here.
Bye. Thanks for coming, everyone. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.